والحرام ما حرمت والدين ما شرعت والأمر ما قضيت والخلق خلقك والعبد عبدك وأنت الله رؤوف رحيم. وصلى الله تعالى على حبيبه ونبيه صلى الله عليه وسلم. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتاب المجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كل أمتي يدخلون الجنة إلا من أبى. وقيل من يأبى يا رسول الله؟ قال من أطاعني دخل الجنة ومن عصاني فقد أبى، أو كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today, inshallah, we will start with Surah Isra, also another name of Bani Israel. This surah talks about Mi'raj, which had taken place 10 years into prophethood and 3 years prior to migration. Now, there are many aqwal. We will not go into the details of all these aqwal as to when was the exact date of Isra. Now, for mushrikeen to learn a lesson, thereafter the surah also talks about stories of Bani Israel. For mushrikeen to learn a lesson, otherwise they shall face the same outcome. For that reason, this surah is also called Bani Israel. It's known as Bani Israel, and in some Qur'ans you will find it is known as Surah Isra. It's also called Surah Isra because it talks about Mi'raj. So, without further delay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, we will get right in. We'll start with Mi'raj. سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير. Now, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam narrates, Barak was brought before me. Barak is a white animal larger than a donkey, but smaller than a mule. So once again, Barak was brought before me. A white animal, and this had taken place in Mecca. A white animal larger than a donkey, but smaller than a mule. It was called Barak, which is derived from Barq, which means lightning. It was known for its speed. When they went to thereafter, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, along with Jibreel alayhi salam, they went to Bayt al-Maqdis. As Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam narrates, so after we went to Bayt al-Maqdis, where I tied Barak to a ring, and this is a place where other prophets used to tie their animals. I then led 2 prayers. Now, there are different aqwal whether as to this was a fard salah or a nafal salah, but then again, this is something, my dear respected brothers, we do not have to get into the depth of. I led 2 prayers. Some prophets were sitting, some were standing. Adhan was given. Thereafter, I led them in prayer. Out of the prophets who were there, who were present at that time, who were present in Bayt al-Maqdis at that time, were Ibrahim alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam, and Maryam alayhi salam. Before ascending towards the sky, Jibreel alayhi salam came to me with a bowl of wine and a bowl of milk. I chose the bowl of milk, upon which Jibreel alayhi salam said, Asabt al-Fitra. Now, ulama al-Mufassirin write the true meaning of this, Asabt al-Fitra. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. But Asabt al-Fitra, meaning you have chosen Fitra. Some ulama al-Mufassirin have written you have chosen Islam. But only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the correct meaning of this Asabt al-Fitra, that you have chosen Fitra. Had you selected wine, your ummah would have been misled. So now Jibreel alayhi salam said to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you've made a good choice. Asabta al-fitra, you have chosen fitra. Had you selected wine, your ummah would have been misled. After Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam narrates, we ascended towards the sky. فاستفتح جبرائيل. Thereafter, Jibreel alayhi salam asked to enter. قيل له من أنت? It was said to him, who are you? فقال جبريل. He said, Jibreel alayhi salam. قيل ومن معك? It was said to him, who is with you? قال محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. قيل وقد أرسل إليه. Has he been given permission? Is he to be here? قال قد أرسل إليه. Yes, he is to be here. Thereafter, the door opened. فإذا أنا بآدم, and I was with Adam alayhi salam, the first sky. فرحب بي ودعا لي. فرحب. Now in other narrations we find فرحب means that Adam alayhi salam said مرحبا بالنبي الصالح والأخ الصالح. Adam alayhi salam said, welcome O pious brother. Welcome مرحبا بالنبي الصالح. Welcome O pious prophet. والأخ الصالح. Welcome O pious brother. ودعا لي بخير. Thereafter he made a dua for me. ثم عرج بنا إلى السماء الثانية. Thereafter we went to the second sky. فاستفتح. Jibreel alayhi salam asked for this to be opened. فقيل من أنت? It was said to him, who are you? فقال جبريل. I am Jibreel alayhi salam. قيل ومن معك? And who is with you? قال محمد. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Muhammad is with me. قيل وقد بعث إليه. Is he allowed to be? No, I'm not doing word for word translation. Is he allowed to be here? Does he have permission to enter? Has he been sent here? قال قد بعث إليه. قد بعث إليه. Yes, he has. Thereafter, the second door opened, and I was with two maternal cousins. Yahya alayhi salam and Isa alayhi salam. فرحبا بي. Thereafter, they said the same. They said مرحبا بالنبي الصالح. Welcome O pious prophet. والأخ الصالح. Welcome O pious brother. ودعوا لي. They made a dua for me بخير. ثم عرج بنا إلى السماء الثالث. Thereafter we ascended towards the third sky. فاستفتح جبريل. Jibreel alayhi salam asked for this door to be opened. فقيل من أنت? Who are you? قال جبريل. I am Jibreel. فقيل ومن معك? Who is with you? قال محمد. Muhammad is with me. فقيل وقد أرسل إليه. Does he have permission to enter? Does he have permission to be here? قال قد أرسل. Yes, indeed, he has permission to be here. Thereafter, this was open as well. فإذا أنا بيوسف. I was with, this is where I met Yusuf alayhi salam. قد أعطى الشطر الحسن. And subhanAllah, this is what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said. Yusuf alayhi salam, when I saw him, he was given half. Yusuf alayhi salam was such a prophet who was given half of all beauty. فرحب بي. Thereafter he said, مرحبا بالنبي الصالح. In another narration, مرحبا بالنبي الصالح. Welcome O pious prophet, والأخ الصالح, and a pious brother. And he made a dua for me. وَدَعَا لِي بِخَيْرٍ ثُمَّ عَرَجَ بِنَا إِلَى السَّمَاءِ الرَّابِعَةِ. Thereafter we ascended towards the fourth sky. فَاسْتَفْتَحَ جِبْرِيلٌ. Jibreel alayhi salam posed the same question. He asked the same question. And it was said to him, وَقِيلَ مَنْ أَنْتَ? Who are you? قال جبريل. I'm Jibreel. فَقِيلَ وَمَنْ مَعَكَ? Who is with you? قال محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Muhammad is with me. فَقِيلَ وَقَدْ بُعِثَ إِلَيْهِ. Is he allowed to be here? قال نعم. Yes, قد بعث. He's allowed to be here. He can be here. He has been sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thereafter this sky opened, the door opened. فَإِذَا أَنَا بِإِدْرِيسِ. I was with Idris alayhi salam. This is where I met Idris alayhi salam. فَرَحَبَ بِي. Thereafter he said, مَرْحَمَا بِالنَّبِيِّ الصَّالِحِ وَالْأَخِ الصَّالِحِ. Welcome O pious prophet and a pious brother. Thereafter he made a dua for me. ثُمَّ عَرَجَ بِنَا إِلَى السَّمَاءِ الْقَامِرِ. Thereafter we ascended towards the fifth sky. فاستفتح جبريل. Jibreel alayhi salam knocked. Jibreel alayhi salam asked for the door to be opened. فقيل من أنت? It was said, who are you? فقال جبريل. I'm Jibreel. فقيل ومن معك? Who is with you? قال محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Muhammad is with me. فقيل وقد بعث إليه. Is he allowed to be here? Has he been sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Now then again, I'm not doing word for word translation. قال قد بعث إليه. Yes, he is to be here. Thereafter this door opened. فإذا أنا بهارون. I was with Harun alayhi salam. This is where I met Harun alayhi salam. فَرَحَّبَ بِي. Thereafter he said, مَرْحَبًا مِنْ نَبِيِّ الصَّالِحِ وَالْأَخِ الصَّالِحِ. Welcome, O pious prophet. Welcome, O pious brother. ثم دعاني. Thereafter he made a dua with me. ثم عرج بنا إلى السماء السادسة. Thereafter we went to the sixth, we ascended towards the sixth sky. فاستفتح جبريل. Jibreel alayhi salam asked for this door to be opened. فقيل من أنت. He said to him, who are you? قال جبريل. I'm Jibreel. قيل ومن معك. Who is with you? قال محمد. صلى الله عليه وسلم. Muhammad is with me. قيل وقد بعث إليه. Is he to be here? Is he to be here? قال قد بعث إليه. Yes, he is to be here. Thereafter this door was opened for me. فإذا أنا بموسى. I was with Musa عليه السلام. This is where I met Musa عليه السلام. فرحب بي. Musa عليه السلام said, مرحبا بالنبي الصالح والأخ الصالح. Welcome, O pious prophet. Welcome, O pious brother. Now, someone may ask you a question. Now, these were the same prophets Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam met in Bayt al-Maqdis. So, what was the need for to ask again, who is this? Or who are you? Now, Ulama Mufassir rate this was to give preference to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam over all the other prophets. This was to give preference over the other prophets. After he said, Muhammad bin Nabi Salih wal Akhi Salih, welcome, O pious prophet, welcome, O pious brother. وَدَعَارِي. He made a dua for me. ثُمَّ عَرَجَ بِنَا إِلَى السَّمَاءِ السَّابِعَةِ. Thereafter we ascended towards the seventh sky. فَاسْتَفْتَحَ جِبْرِيل. Thereafter Jibreel alayhi salam asked for this door to be opened. فَقِيلَ مَنْ أَنْتَ. He was said, who are you? قال جبريل. I'm Jibreel. فقيل. Thereafter it was said, وَمَا مَعَكَ. Who is with you? قال محمد. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is with me. قيل وقد بعث إليه. Does he have permission to be here? Has he been sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? قال قد بعث إليه. Yes, he is to be here. Thereafter this door was open. فإذا أنا بإبراهيم. Thereafter I was with Ibrahim alayhi salam. فإذا هو. When I saw him, he was reclining against Baytul Ma'mur. Baytul Ma'mur. And when I entered into Bayt, when I saw this, I saw, upon entering, I saw 70,000 American. I saw 70,000 angels making a tawaf around Bayt al-Ma'mur. And one thing we have to understand, my dear spiritual brothers, as some people may ask, what is Bayt al-Ma'mur? There are two Kaabas. Now to better understand, one is here in Mecca, where Muslims, this is their Qibla, this is where they circumambulate, this is where they do tawaf. There's another Kaaba you can assume in the heavens, and this is known as Bayt al-Ma'mur, and this is where angels circumambulate, where they perform tawaf. 70,000 American, I've seen 70,000 angels perform tawaf. ثم لا يعودون إليه. Thereafter these 70 angels, they never return. So we can only imagine the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and how many angels Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. ثم لا يعودون. Thereafter they don't return. ثم ذهب بي إلى سدرة المنتهى. Thereafter we went to Sidratul Muntaha. Now Sidratul Muntaha was an area, before I get into the details of Sidratul Muntaha, this was an area after this point Jibreel alayhi salam said, I'm not able to go. Ya Rasulullah, you have to carry on yourself. You have to go yourself. Because if I go, my wings will get burnt. This is then again to show, my dear respected brothers, the importance and the importance of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Thereafter, I went to Sidratul Muntaha. Now, what is Sidratul Muntaha? Now, it is a low tree. Now, no one knows the exact description of this. What tree was this, or how? Because then again, my dear respected brothers, this is something. Just imagine this is something where Jibreel alayhi salam is not allowed to go. So how can our minds we are far away from Jibreel alayhi salam. Our minds are limited. This is something where we cannot truly perceive. We cannot comprehend. And thereafter he has given some description. He gave some descriptions. The description of the tree. He said the leaves of this tree were كَآذَانِ الْفِيلَةِ. They resembled the ears of an elephant. The ears of an elephant. فَلَمَّا غَشَّاهَا مِنْ أَمْرِ اللَّهِ. When it was enveloped from the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, مَا غَشَّاهَا, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted it. And this is then again something our minds cannot comprehend. تغيرت, this is what we have to understand, تغيرت فما أحد من خلق الله يستطيع أن يصفها من حسنها. Now, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, now after this, it enveloped by the hukm of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, however Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted it to react, for that tree to react, then again, this is something our minds cannot perceive, comprehend. After he said تغيرت, it changed its form, the tree changed its form. فما أحد من خلق الله يستطيع أن يصفها من حسنها. No one is capable of describing its beauty from the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we can only imagine we can't even imagine how beautiful this tree must have been, or after, it transformed, or only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best what had happened. So, but he says, when it changed, تغيرت فما أحد من خلق الله يستطيع أن يصفها من حسنها. No one is capable of describing its beauty, its true beauty. قال فأوحى إلي ما أوحى. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to me what He revealed to me, then again, ulama say this is something that was kept between Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one knows of this. وفرض علي في كل يوم وليلة 50 صلاة. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made fard upon me, upon my ummah, 50 salah. في كل يوم وليلة 50 صلاة. This is how it started off, 50. فنزلت حتى انتهيت إلى موسى. Thereafter I came back with 50 until I came across Musa alayhi salam. So Musa alayhi salam said, ما فرض ربك على أمتك. ما فرض ربك على أمتك. What has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made obligatory upon your ummah? قلت 50 صلاة في كل يوم. I said, Ya Musa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made 50 salah mandatory upon my ummah. قال ارجع إلى ربك. Or in another narration, راجع ربك. Musa alayhi salam said, go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فاسأل التخفيف, and ask for reduction. فإن أمتك لا تطيق ذلك. Your ummah will not be able to perform 50. وإني قد بلوت بني إسرائيل. Or we find in a narration, وإني قد عالجت بني إسرائيل الشد المحالجة. Indeed, the gist of this, the meaning of this, indeed, I've dealt with Bani Israel. I know how Bani Israel are. These people, your Ummah, Ya Rasulullah, they will find 50 to be very heavy on them. They will not be able to pray 50. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for takhfif. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for reduction. قال فرجعت إلى ربي فقلت أي ربي خفف عن أمتي. Thereafter, I went to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and I said, Ya Rab, خفف عن أمتي. Ya Allah, reduce from my ummah. فحط عني 5. Thereafter, 5 was reduced. So now we are at 45. فرجعت إلى موسى قال ما فعلت. What have you done? قلت قد حط عني 5. قال إن أمتك لا تطيق بذلك. Ya Rasulullah, your ummah will not be able to pray 45. Ask for reduction. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam then again went to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asked for, and said, Ya Rabbi khaffif an ummati. Ya Allah, reduce from my ummah, reduce salah from my ummah. And after 5 was removed, 5 was removed, 5 was removed. Until a time came where there were only 5 salah left. Only 5 salah left. حتى انتهيت إلى موسى فأخبرته. Until I came to Musa alayhi salam and I informed him of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I informed him of the reduction. فقال ارجع إلى ربك. Or in another narration, راجع ربك. Musa alayhi salam said, go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فاسأله التخفيف, ask for reduction لأمتك فاسأله التخفيف لأمتك, ask for reduction for the ummah, فإن أمتك لا تطيق ذلك. And subhanAllah, honestly, how true was Musa alayhi salam? He said, these 5, Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, even these 5, Ya Rasulullah, they will be very heavy upon your ummah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to pray all 5 of our salawat on time. فقلت قد رجعت إلى ربي حتى استحييت. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Oh Musa, I've returned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I've been constantly going back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, حتى استحييت. Ya Musa, I feel shy now. 5 is okay. 5 is okay. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has also said, indeed, these are 50. Although these are 5. Although these are 5, but these are equivalent to 50 in reward. This is the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, indeed, although the number of these salat, the number of these prayers, there are 5. But these 5 are equivalent to 50 in reward. So subhanAllah, every salah we pray, we get the reward of praying 10 salah. Thereafter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also said in another hadith, these prayers, a person, man hafadha alayhinna liwaqtihinna, a person who prays salah on time. A person who prays salah on time. Thereafter, he takes care of his timing, he performs wudu properly, he prays salah with ease, with comfort. He prays salah on time. When hafadha alayhinna liwaqtihinna, what will happen? Adkhaltuhu al-jannah. I will enter these people into Jannah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us amongst those who establish salah on time. Now, my dear respected brothers and sisters, today, now this is then again referring to salah. Today, my dear respected brothers and sisters, today when a student is eating lunch, or when a person is busy in his meeting, right as soon as the bell goes off, or the alarm goes off, or the recess time is over, right away this person, the student, drops his lunch, and right away he goes back. And he thinks to himself, what will my teacher say? My teacher might get angry at me if I don't come to class on time. Thereafter, this person, now who is an employee, if he does not go back in time, he's afraid if he does not go back in time, his boss might get angry at him. My dear respected brothers and sisters, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls us towards success, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Hayya ala salah, come towards salah, Hayya ala falah, come towards success, we tend to delay. Now this is, my dear respected brother, the question is, why don't we think that if I don't pray my salah on time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might get angry at me? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might get angry at me. This is something, my dear respected brothers, what we have to think. And my dear respected brothers and sisters, saying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when it comes to our a'mal, when it comes to different a'mal, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when it comes to Sawm, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O my people, all those who are traveling now in the month of Ramadan, those who are traveling in the month of Ramadan, Allah ta'ala says, you know what, you don't have to fast this day, you can fast another day. When it comes to Hajj, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O my slave, if you don't have the capabilities of performing Hajj, either it's physical or it's financial capabilities of performing Hajj, you don't have to go for Hajj. Hajj is not mandatory. When it comes to paying zakat, O my slaves, let alone give zakat to others, you don't have enough money for yourselves, you don't have to pay zakat. My dear respected brothers and sisters, when it comes to salah, salah is something that cannot be forgiven under any circumstance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O person, if you're not able to stand, sit and pray. If you're not able to sit and pray, then lie down and pray. Even if, my dear respected brothers, even if a person is on his deathbed, he still has to pray salah. This is the importance of salah. Now, inshallah, we will have one day, one class when we will do full details of salah, inshallah. Now, there were also a few other narrations, riwayats that we find pertaining to Mi'raj. When Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam went to Mi'raj, he had the opportunity to see Malik. Who is Malik? Malik is Khazin al-Nar, the doorkeeper of Jahannam, with a cheerless, frowning face. And he comes in another riwayah that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked Malik, Ya Malik, don't you smile? Don't you ever smile? So Malik said, Ya Rasulullah, I used to smile, but after seeing the punishment of the people of Jahannam, I have lost my smile. So with a cheerless, frowning face, without a smile. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also saw paradise and also saw Jahannam. He saw those who unjustly consume the property of orphans. They have snouts similar to those of camels. Snouts meaning your nose. your nose similar to those of camels, swallowing red-hot stones and then issuing it out their backs. There were also people who took interest in usury, and their bellies were, with their bellies, the state of their bellies was that it was too big for them to for them to move around. So after, now these were some of the things that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had seen. Now when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam returned back to Mecca, this was a great miracle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then again, the disbelievers, they mocked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they made fun of him. They ridiculed Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They said, how is this possible for a person to travel all the way to Bayt al-Maqdis? After you're saying you ascended towards the heaven, and you did all this in one night. How is this possible? So now they knew Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu was loyal to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as he was as one of the first person to embrace Islam. So Abu Jahl approached Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, and he said, Ya Abu Bakr, oh Abu Bakr, what do you say about that person who claims that he has traveled to Bayt al-Maqdis in one night? He said, I don't believe him. Thereafter he said, well, it depends who's saying this. If Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said this, then indeed I will believe him. If someone else is saying this, then I will not believe him. Thereafter, after this occasion, after this incident, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu was known as As-Siddiq, the one who is always telling the truth. Now, moving on, as I mentioned, this surah will also talk about stories of Bani Israel. The reason why it will talk about the stories of Bani Israel is because to warn mushrikeen that if they don't stop their oppression, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will face the same outcome. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will punish them the same way He has punished Bani Israel. So starting from this ayah number 4, وَقَيَّضْنَا إِلَى بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلِ فِي الْكِتَابِ لَتُفْسِدُنَّ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَّتَيْنِ وَلَتَعْلُنَّ عُلُوًّا كَبِيرًا. Now, لَتُفْسِدُنَّ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَّتَيْنِ, 2 times that's something bad. The first time was, as ulama and mufassirin mentioned, this was the killing of Zakaria alayhi salam. They had killed Zakaria alayhi salam. Maratain, the second time, what they had done, they had killed Yahya alayhi salam. These were 2 prophets that Bani Israel had killed. Now moving on in the few ayahs as we will read. When Bani Israel spread corruption and crossed all limits, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Bakht Nasr. Bakht Nasr was a king, a tyrant, who attacked them, who nearly killed 1,000 men and enslaved their children. These people were enslaved for nearly 17 years. After 17 years of enslavement, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the king of Iran to free them. And who freed them when they went back to Palestine. So they were living in Palestine, and it was still transgression. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Bakht Nasr, who attacked them and enslaved their children. And he killed nearly 1,000 of their men. These people were enslaved for nearly 17 years. After 17 years of enslavement, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the king of Iran, who freed them from Bakht Nasr. When they went back to Palestine, they started following their old ways and their old habits. Now, moving on to these ayahs, from ayah number 23. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تقل لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما. Now here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give and teach humans and give them different guidelines. Guidelines about parents, guidelines about offering, giving orphans to their amount of money on time, their inheritance on time. وآت ذي القربى حقه والمسكين وابن السبيل ولا تبذر تبذيرا. Now, what is the meaning of tabdhir? Well, we have to understand one thing is israf, the other is tabdhir. Now, ulama mentioned there is a big difference in this. Now, israf is that both of them pretty much have the same meaning, which is being extravagant. Israf, now, a person who earns halal or he let's say he buys something halal, the way halal means. Now, for instance, israf would be a person, he buys a car. He buys a car. Now, there is no need for him to buy another car, or 3 more cars, or 4 more cars, and now he has earned it. This earning is a halal earning. Now he buys his car, and 1 is not enough for him. He buys 10, he buys 5, he buys 4, he buys 3. So this is israf. Israf is done in something halal, being extravagant in something halal. تبذير ولا تبذر تبذيرا, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إن المبذرين كانوا إخوان الشياطين. Tabdhir is being extravagant in something haram. For instance, a person goes for gambling, and now he spends a lot of money in gambling, or he's being involved in something haram. Allah Ta'ala says, إن المبذرين كانوا إخوان الشياطين. Now, in the upcoming ayahs as well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives indications as to giving sadaqah as well, the importance of sadaqah. ولا تجعل يدك مغلولة إلى عنقك ولا تبسطها كل البسط فتقعد ملوما محسورا إن ربك يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء ويقدر إنه كان بعباده خبيرا بصيرا. Then again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives many nasiha, many advice to people as well, by saying ولا تقتلوا النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ومن قتل مظلوما فقد جعلنا لوليه سلطانا فلا يسرف في القتل إنه كان منصورا ولا تقف ما ليس لك به علم إن السمع والبصر والفؤاد كل أولئك كان عنه مسؤولا. Now this ayah number 36. In this ayah, ولا تقف ما ليس لك به علم. Do not follow, do not practice, do not pursue that thing which you have no knowledge of. Today, my dear respected brothers, this is something that's really happening. Today, when we have, most of us use WhatsApp. So a lot of times on WhatsApp, we have many, a lot of, if we have groups, or we have many friends. So what they do is that they tend to post a lot of things. Now, a lot of times, this may not even make sense. Like someone sent me a picture of a dude saying, whoever recites, it is upon Muslims to recite this dua, la ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minadh dhalimin. For those people who wish to have peace and comfort in life, they have to recite this nearly, 1,000,000 or 200, or I forget the amount, 120,000 times or something. Then again, my dear respected brothers, this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this says, investigate first. Investigate first. As it comes in another hadith, it is enough for a person to be called a liar who spreads news based on what he hears. Meaning, without doing any investigation, without knowing whether the source is correct or not, where is this coming from? Today we find so many things on the internet as well. So we have to find out where is this coming from. In the sam'a wal basara wal fu'ada kullu ulaika kana anhu mas'ula. Thereafter, this is referring to Yawm al-Qiyamah, that the eyes, the ears, everything will be asked. ولا تمشي في الأرض مرحا إنك لن تخرق الأرض ولن تبلغ الجبال طولا. Thereafter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, do not walk on this earth with pride. إنك لن تخرق الأرض, you will never rip open this earth. ولن تبلغ الجبال طولا, you will never reach the height of the mountains. Look at the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has described this example. إنك لن تخرق الأرض. A lot of times, and honestly, if we really look at this example, it's very beautiful. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us this analogy. Today, when we see people, when they have pride, and you can notice this as well, they tend to stomp on the earth. a lot of times, those who have pride, they tend to stomp on the earth. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, no matter how hard you stomp on the earth, إِنَّكَ لَن تَخْرِقَ الْأَرْضَ, this earth will not split open for you. وَلَن تَبْلُغَ الْجِبَالَ طُولًا, you will never reach the height of a mountain. And a lot of times what people do is that when they are walking, let's say you're walking beside someone, you tend to put yourself higher than him. They tend to seem taller. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this is something that is a bad quality, and this is something a Muslim should not have. Moving on to ayah number 44. تُسَبِّحُ لَهُ السَّمَاوَاتُ السَّبْعُ وَالْأَرْضُ وَمَنْ فِيهِنَّ وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ وَلَكِنْ لَا تَفْقَهُونَ تَسْبِيحَهُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ حَلِيمًا غَفُورًا. This is again showing the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And again showing the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That every single thing on the face of this earth, whether it be a tree, whether it be dirt, whatever it may be, rocks, pebbles, everything praises Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ وَلَكِنَّ تَفْقَهُونَ تَسْبِيحَهُم. This is something that their tasbih, their praise is something which we cannot understand. إِنَّهُ كَانَ حَلِيمًا غَفُورًا. As prophets, as the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they have said as well that upon one occasion they heard Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam picked up rocks, and these rocks were making tasbih of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This was then again a miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Otherwise, normal human beings, they're not able to hear this. وقالوا, now moving on to ayah number 49. وقالوا أَإِذَا كُنَّا عِظَامًا وَرُفَاتًا أَإِنَّا لَمَبْعُوثُونَ خَلْقًا جَدِيدًا. Now this was then again, this was something that the Kuffar of Makkah, Mushrikeen could not perceive, they could not comprehend it. They said, how is it possible for us? And this, then again, this was their rhetorical question that they had asked. When we turn into bones, when we will be, dirt, will we still be resurrected? Is there a possibility for us being resurrected? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, now, you either, forget being, bones or dirt, turn into rocks. Turn into rocks, turn to أو حديدا, or turn into iron, أو خلقا مما يكبر في صدوركم, or think of something even bigger than this in your hearts. Even if you do this, even if this were to happen, we will still resurrect you. Moving on to ayah number 53. وَقُلْ لِعِبَادِي يَقُولُ الَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ يَنْزَغُ بَيْنَهُمْ إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ كَانَ لِلْإِنسَانِ عَدُوًّا مُبِينًا. Now here, my dear respect, what happened was Umar radiallahu anhu, he had an argument with a person. Now, as a result, things were heated, and it had gotten so far that two tribes almost fought because of this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala this was revealed after this incident. يَقُولُ الَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ, just stay calm, stay relaxed, and say of good things. Because the person had said something bad to Umar ibn, and in return Umar ibn said something bad to him. إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ يَنْزَغُ بَيْنَهُمْ إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ كَانَ لِلْإِنسَانِ عَدُوًّا مُبِينًا. Shaitan is the one who puts enmity, who puts hatred between Muslims. And he is the one who makes two nations fight. He makes people fight. Now, there was one story that, and this is for those who seek reference, this is mentioned in Nafhat al-Arab. What happened was, Shaitan, this is the trick of Shaitan, he made two nations fight just by placing a drop of honey. Just by placing a drop of honey, he made two nations fight. This is what my dear respect, the point is that how Shaitan wants each and every single Muslim to fight. That Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that if you wish to spread love amongst one another, afshu salam. The easiest way, the best way to spread salam, love amongst one another, is to say salam. So how did Shaitan make two nations fight now? What he had done was Shaitan placed a drop of honey on the wall. Thereafter, a lizard had come. A fly had, because flies are attracted to sweet things. The fly had come, and the fly started eating off this honey. Now this lizard, as we know, lizards, they eat flies. So this lizard had come and it went after this fly. Now there were two people. Now this happened in a marketplace. There was one person on the right side, one on the left side. Now the person on the right hand side he had a dog, and the one on the left hand side he had a cat. So now, as you know, cats, they're very curious. So when cats see something, going on the wall or whatever it may be, they tend to go after it. So when the cat saw this lizard chasing after this fly and trying to eat this fly, the cat jumped and tried to eat the lizard, and it came onto the other side. Now, dogs, as we know, dogs are not, best friends with cats. So now what this dog had done, this dog killed this cat. So now the person who was the owner of the cat, he killed his dog. Now the person said, "Why did you kill my dog? This was my dog that I, who used to take care of me." So he killed him. But after his friends, the person whose friends were around, they killed the owner of the dog. And just like this, two nations started fighting. A fight broke up. A war broke out. Just because, and what does Shaitan say? I only placed a drop of honey on the wall. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saves us from the tricks of Shaitan. Now moving on to ayah number 101. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا مُوسَى 9 آيَاتٍ بَيِّنَاتٍ فَاسْأَلْ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ إِذْ جَاءَهُمْ فَقَالَ لَهُ فِرْعَوْنُ إِنِّي لَأَظُنُّكَ يَا مُوسَى مَسْحُورًا. Now what were the 10 signs that were given to Musa alayhi salam? The first sign was hand. Second was the staff. Third was the storm. Fourth was locust. Fifth was lice. Sixth was frog. Seventh was blood. And eighth was obliteration of their wealth. As the dua, this was the dua of Musa alayhi salam. And last but not least, the ninth was the drought. And this is the sunnah of the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before he planned to destroy a nation, he warned them with few signs. Now these were signs, the hand, the staff, the storm, locust, lice, frog, blood, obliteration of their wealth, drought. These were signs that were given to Fir'aun before the actual punishment, which was drowning. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent upon the people of Thamud as well, the 3 days that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given them. 3 days, and after these 3 days, the actual punishment had come. Thereafter, this surah will cover a few other nasihats as well. Now, this will bring us to the end of Surah Isra, and it will bring us to the main point of today's class, and it will bring us to our hadith as well. And I will talk more about this, inshallah. So, has been narrated by Sa'ad bin Hunayf radiallahu anhu. In this hadith has been mentioned in Kitab al-Tib and Sunan Ibn Majah. Sa'ad bin Hunayf radiallahu anhu narrates, Marra Amr ibn Rabi'a, Sa'ad ibn Hunayf. So he's narrating this himself. He said, I was, upon one occasion, I was sitting down, and Amr ibn Rabi'a passed by me. فقال لم أرك اليوم ولا جلد مخبأة. Said, I've never seen beautiful skin. I've never seen such beautiful skin. This is what Amr bin Rabi'a, and inshallah, I'll clarify it as well. He said, so Amr bin Rabi'a said, لم أرك اليوم ولا جلد مخبأة. I've never seen such beautiful skin. فما لبث أن لبط به فأتي به النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Straight away, right away, he fell to the ground. He had a seizure, and he was brought to Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم. So Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم said, من تتهمون به? Has someone said something to him? So they said, قالوا عامر بن ربيعة. Amr ibn Rabi'a said something to him. Amr ibn Rabi'a said, I've never seen such beautiful skin. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, على ما يقتل أحدكم أخاه إذا رأى أحدكم مما يعجبه فليدعو له بالبركة. Why would any one of you kill his brother if he sees something that he likes? Let him make a dua for him. Today, my dear respected brothers and sisters, this is then again to I will further give explanations to this. The reason why I've said this is because and someone may ask as to why we're not doing tafsir as how we were doing it before, or other reasons as well. Is because honestly, for the past 2-3 days, I have not been feeling myself. Now I've been studying for nearly 5-6 hours, and the tafsir book that I was reading before as well, this tafsir book, now my situation is such that I open up this tafsir book, now I'll be reading for 3-4 hours, I will not understand anything. Honestly, this is, now, and I'll further clarify as to what I'm trying to say. For nearly 5-6 hours, I've been reading, and today, honestly, I was reading for nearly 5-6 hours as well. Reading for 5-6 hours, then again, I was not able to understand a single word. Then, not only this, I was not able to memorize anything. And honestly, alhamdulillah, I'm not saying I have the best of memories, I'm not saying I have the worst of memories, but alhamdulillah, it's okay. I'm not able to, whatever I did in 5-6 hours, everything was out of my mind. This is why I was running out of, I'm pretty sure you've noticed this today as well. I'm thinking of words to say, and honestly, even as we speak, it's as if I don't know any hadith or I don't know any Quran. That's my situation right now. And every time I would come to study, I would either get a headache or, something would happen, and I would not be able to study anything. Let alone study anything. The English, the Arabic, or the Urdu that I was reading, I was not able to understand that. So then again, I'm not saying I'm illiterate. So for those who may be questioning this, the point that I'm trying to make here, my dear respected brothers, honestly, and I've noticed as well, alhamdulillah, I truly appreciate and I applaud your comments. But honestly, this is not see, then again, I'm thinking of words right now. My mind is just completely somewhere else. I can't even think of words. So it's very hard for me to speak right now. The point that I'm trying to make is that, alhamdulillah, I was never in need of your comments. Although do not get me wrong, I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciated the comments that were coming in the beginning, that as to, much like you're doing a good job, or, you're doing a good job, we enjoy your effort, or whatever it may be. Honestly, it is better for the listeners, for each and every single person who's listening, to just make a dua in secrecy. Honestly, you making a dua for me in secrecy is more beloved than for you to post something saying, you're doing a good job or you're doing a great job. Because honestly, this is the point that I'm trying to make here now. Amr ibn Rabi'a said, I've never seen such beautiful skin. What beautiful skin you have. And now Amr ibn Rabi'a, when he went to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, Ya Rasulullah, my intention is not bad. My intention was not bad. He said, Ya Rasulullah, my intention was not bad. And who is Amr ibn Rabi'a? Amr ibn Rabi'a was a Badri Sahabi. Just imagine his status. A person who has participated in the Battle of Badr with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has also said, now, the point that I'm trying to make here now, it's not to say that today, if you go to a masjid, then this is the state of Muslims today, and this is something that we need to change. If you go to a masjid today, or you see someone reciting Quran, or someone giving a khutbah, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, wow, that's a very nice speech. Wow, that's really beautiful. When we see a person wearing a nice jubba, a nice clothes, right? He's wearing nice clothing. We say the first thing that comes out of our mouth is, wow, that's really beautiful. I really wish I can have the same thing. Just because of this, and this is what Amr ibn Rabi'a said as well. He said, I've never seen such beautiful skin. Now, his intention was not bad. Now, and then again, I have a lot of respect for each and every single person who's here, who's listening to this. But I'm not saying someone has said this on purpose or whatever the case may be. But my point was, even through posting, because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said that, then again, see, it's very hard for me to speak right now because I'm completely out of words. The point that I was making was, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said, if anything were to go against taqdeer, if anything was to go against taqdeer, it would be nazar, it would be ayn. Then again, a very big and bold statement. If anything was to go against taqdeer, it was to meet ayn, nazar. And honestly, my dear respected brothers, then again, I need everyone to understand this. I'm not going against anyone. I'm not saying anyone is I'm not saying anyone is jealous or anything, or whatever the case may be. But as my teacher used to say, jealousy and kibr is something that we have to ask for. We have to make a dua. We have to seek protection from this. Because my dear respected brothers and sisters, my teacher said, and this honestly, this is something we have to understand today as well. He said, hasad, kibr, all these qualities, all these bad qualities, there's something that a person who says, I don't have pride, a person who says, I don't have jealousy, he is lying. Because, my dear respected brother, jealousy, pride, all these qualities are something that can occur under any circumstance. It can occur at any given time. So we have to ask protection from this. Tomorrow, nevertheless, inshallah, we will hopefully, I request everyone to make dua for me as well. And hopefully I can memorize things. Hopefully I will understand what I'm reading. Because right now, whatever I read was just complete. I don't even know, to be honest with you, how I finished Surah Isra today and how we finished Surah, the story of Surah Isra, because my mind right now is just completely empty. I don't know, it's been blocked. I can't filter anything. I'm not able to understand anything. So then again, nevertheless, now moving forward, I humbly request each and every single person to please abstain from posting any marks regarding the program. Now, what you can do, honestly, I'm okay with negative remarks. By saying negative remarks, I'm talking about by negative remarks, I'm talking about giving suggestions on how we can improve on this program. But positive remarks is something that we need to refrain from, because this is something that other people see as well. This is something other people hear this as well, and only Allah Ta'ala knows best of their intention. I'm not judging anyone, and who am I to judge? Only Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala judges. So nevertheless, just the positive comments, I will request once again everyone to abstain from this. And if there's anything, if they would like to make a dua for me, please do not post the dua. Please make the dua in secrecy. Make this dua on your own. Jazakallah khair. Honestly, this would be very beneficial. And I've said this before, I truly appreciate that. I appreciate your love. I appreciate your kindness, your sympathy, but your affection. But I'm honestly, your du'as are more beloved to me than these comments and these marks or remarks. Because I'm not looking for some fame or anything, whatever it may be. I'm not looking for all this. So I'm not encouraging anyone to post any marks. Because this is only, by honestly posting marks, this is only hurting. It's only hurting me. And it's only hurting the Quran session. So nevertheless, I hope everyone understands. And then again, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. I truly appreciate each and every single person, each and every single listener. Then again, tomorrow we'll start with Surah Kahf, inshallah. And honestly, this is general. Then again, if you like something, or if you see something, see, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said as well, حرام يقتل أحدكم أخاه إذا رأى أحدكم مما يعجبه فليدعو له بالبركة. That why would any one of you kill his brother if he sees something that he likes? So if there's something that you like about the program, or if there's not only about this program, if there's anything you like about, when you go to the masjid, or let's say when you hear someone's bayan, whatever it may be, let him make a dua for him. Just make a dua in your own heart. You don't have to say anything else. You don't have to say anything else. You can just say mashallah, mashallah, jazakallah. This was very beautiful, mashallah. But please forget to say mashallah. Otherwise, it can cause problems. So then again, I'm at this moment, honestly, I'm completely out of words. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So the dua, even the dua that we do daily, we're not able to do so. We're not able to do it today. Inshallah, we'll do it tomorrow. And I request everyone to make dua for me, to make dua for themselves as well. And Jazakallah khair, honestly, for understanding as well my situation, as you know, because honestly, from a listener standpoint as well, I would, whatever I probably said today in Surah, it may not make too much sense, but then again, please try understanding my side as well. At this moment of time, I'm not able to memorize anything. Whatever I read in the morning for nearly 5-6 hours, it's all gone. It's as if I've never read anything. But then again, I tried my hardest to deliver it in the best way I can. I apologize if I was not able to do so. So, inshallah, tomorrow we will start with Surah Kahf. We will try to cover Surah Kahf. I'm not promising we will do Surah Maryam as well, but we will try our best to do. We will try our best to do whatever we can. Inshallah, we will try our best to do Surah Kahf. And once again, last but not least, from now on, inshallah, not only this program, if you're listening to other programs as well, please refrain from posting positive comments. Unless you say, firstly, you should refrain from posting positive comments. Unless, we have to judge the situation. See, if it's on a larger scale to motivate others, then that's okay. But this is right now, this is a small scale. So, posting something on Start Meeting or on YouTube perhaps, or whatever the case may be, this is something that I would honestly, humbly advise all the brothers and sisters to refrain from. So, nevertheless, Jazakallahu khairan for your time. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.